Welcome back to the channel. I'm out here this morning early getting the truck winterized, and we've been having some pretty chilly mornings and chilly nights, so I want to be able to the daytime's not been too bad at all. Still don't have to wear a hoodie or anything like that, but it's cold temps all around is going to be getting us pretty quick, so here in the Ozarks, so because Missouri weather's always bipolar, you never know what you're going to get. Anyway, I wanted to show you a little upgrades I did. Some of this is, anybody can do this. It doesn't take a lot of thought, a lot of physical effort. So I mean, you know, it's just kind of make it look a little bit better than factory, you know what I mean? So, but anyway, I'm going to show you. So anyway, stopped at my place of work this morning, since I don't have to be there until late this afternoon to work the evening shift. But I compared the prices from AutoZone and O'Reilly's, and I needed 10 feet total of 5/8 inner diameter heater hose, and with O'Reilly's it was going to be $30–40 before tax for 10 feet of 5/8 inner diameter hose. And of course, as you know, AutoZone is a little bit more expensive than O'Reilly's. So I looked on our Menards app on my phone, and come to find out I could already get a 10-foot roll of 5/8 inner diameter by the brand Sioux Chief, made in America. And it may say dishwasher, but it also says heater hose. It's reinforced. It said in the description it's good for home and automotive use and resist most chemicals, and it's good for high temps, high pressure to a certain degree. You know, just automotive will work. So this was $16 and something, I believe. I don't have the receipt right with me, but for 10 feet of that, so I saved quite a bit of money. Of course, when you shop at Menards. I bought, I went over to the plumbing section. That's where I got the hose, and I went to aisle 38 at our store. And this is, for what you don't know, the people, this is PEX fittings. This is brass PEX fittings. I got the 3/4 outer diameter elbow. I got two of these. I thought I was going to need two, but I only need one. I can take that back and get store credit. But as you can see, I did one over here on the left-hand side of the port coming out of the heater core, and then just ran it around. And this is also by the same company. It's just like a real strong heat and cold resistant plumbing. I don't know, it's like instead of the metal tape, I call it plumber's tape. It's a plastic version, so I got it anchored over here so it's not all flopping around, and it keeps it away from a lot of the other stuff. And then I buy all their clamps from them, the hose clamps of different sizes, because they're all made in America and they're real good quality. I quit buying that made in Mexico, mainly China crap from the auto parts stores, because the housings come apart, they're real thin, and then the metal that's used on the actual screw is just almost pretty much pot metal. And then this here is not a good quality metal either, and it just distorts and strips out, and it's junk and it falls apart. So that's why I buy the made in America ones from Menards. And then of course I didn't want this all rusting up, so for about $1 more I bought the stainless steel 3/8. I think this is 4.5, maybe 5-inch tube, and it fits perfect. The threads line up, fit perfectly in these intakes. So I did that and bought the stainless steel elbow, and as you can see, the blue heavy-duty gas / waterproof Teflon tape on there. And then I had to do a little 2.5 inch or 3 inch little fitting with threads on each end. So I put 2 clamps on here just to make sure it don't pop off. But yeah, did that. Bought new jug. I flushed out the system, put all new, because you're always going to have some water left over in the block, even if you drain it out in the vehicle. So what I did was I just started off with 2. I bought 3. I'm going to take the 3rd one back because I don't need it. I bought 2 concentrated jugs of Menards brand antifreeze. So the concentrated stuff, it was a lot cheaper than O'Reilly's. Even the house brand from O'Reilly's was expensive, about $12 minimum for 1 jug. At O'Reilly's, or Menards, it's like $10 and something. But I get a discount, employee discount on top of it, and then I can still send in the receipt for a mail-in rebate. So I bought several things, so that'll all go towards a mail-in rebate. But anyway, on top of my discount. So yeah, I did that. This needed to be cleaned out real bad. I don't know where all the nastiness come from in the bottom. Maybe from out of in the block eventually, or just junk and collected in the bottom. So I flushed that out, got that all done. It's all set up for like negative 30 or 40 degrees now. It's got a 195 thermostat in it. And then what I'll be doing for the winter time, I take the what I call the shroud strip that goes across over here to help keep, during the summertime, it helps draw the air through over to the radiator. I take that out, and I take, what I did is I'm only using half of a shroud. As you can see, half of a factory shroud, and people are going to be like, what are you doing that for? Well, come to find out, doing extensive research, aerophysicists and other people that mess around with wind and that sort of thing, they did a special on fan shrouds, whether that hurts the performance of the engine or if it don't. See, I'm running a clutch fan, so that helps out too. But they found out that with the shroud off, right in here on each side of the radiator, just on the edge of the fan, there's a when they used smoke or fog, like from a fog machine, like they would do in a tested it in a air tunnel. Right here on each side of the fan, there was a little vortex, a little swirl that would start up. Well, with the fan shroud going all the way around, what that does is interfere with that, and it drops down the flow of the performance of the fan, doing what it needs to do. Well, during the summertime, I leave this up on top. Still allows this, so it acts like there's not really a fan shroud on here, but it also protects. Even though this is a clutch fan, there's been a couple times where I got real close and almost dinged my finger working on stuff while this was running, checking stuff. So this is just an extra precaution. And then it also helps keeps the wind blowing, especially since I got the hood scoop, trying to get cool air during the summertime to come in here. And a lot of times if I don't have the fan shroud, it wants to blow the hot air up and almost block off the air coming into the scoop, unless I'm going down the highway at 65 or higher miles per hour, depending on the speed limit. But anyway, I just did that for use the fan shroud as a deflector to keep the wind going that way. But then the other thing I'm going to do is, I didn't really want to bother with messing with the taking the hood back off for the winter. So what I'm going to do is, there's this flat lip in here, and you'll be able to see it when I lift this hood back up. See this reinforced lip? It's welded all the way across and it's reinforced. What I'm going to do is I'm going to buy a strip or a sheet of kind of thick plexiglass, do my measurements, and then the plexiglass is going to basically be like this up against the underside of the hood scoop, And I'm going to take cardboard and I'm going to make a template to make sure it fits snug up against the inside of the hood scoop. And then the bottom part of the plexiglass is going to come along here. And then I'm going to drill holes through the plexiglass and through this, and put some washers on each side and a maybe a 1/4 inch bolt. Do about 3 or 4 of them here. One over here as close as I can, and then 2 in the middle, and then 1 over here again. And then what that'll do is I can still keep the hood on here with the hood scoop, and it looks like it's functional, but actually back behind this is going to be clear plexiglass, so you'll still be able to see the engine, stuff like that, whatnot. But it'll keep the wind from blowing in here, the cold wind during the winter months. And anyway, so let's see. Yeah, this is the stuff I bought. Plastic hanger pipe strap, 3/4 by 10, and I have a whole bunch of sheet metal roof self-tapping screws with the rubber slash metal sleeve that goes on top of the washer. So that's why I just ran it through there. And then if you look on the bottom side of this, I did the same thing, and then the screw runs up through the middle and keeps it kind of anchored in between the two hoses. I just overlapped that one. I overlapped it on itself and put the screw through underneath, and then anyway, you get the idea. But anyway, just wanted to show you this, and may not be big news to other people, but you know, it's just something you can do, and it kind of cleans up the vehicle, and it doesn't have all the hoses laying down over on the engine and in the way of stuff I need to get to. I've made sure I had enough room to get in around stuff. And then I had a slight seal leak underneath the 70s water neck I put on there. What I had to do is take that water neck back off, even after I bought a brand new gasket from O'Reilly's. I hate those because the gaskets they give you is a paper fiber gasket, but on one side you got to peel this almost like wax paper off the back of it, and then it's got this really thin film of stickiness adhesive that goes there. Well, the problem is that I don't always seal. So what I did is I had a leftover roll of blue Felpro make your own gasket stuff, thick blue stuff, and I just traced out the water neck and did my measurements, and then took a Sharpie marker and marked out the stuff. And then I used that special small little tube of Permatex water pump and heater hose, or especially made for just antifreeze sealant. Did that around there, bolted that down yesterday, and drove it to work, parked it, drove back home last night. Even today I came back from town, rechecked it, no leaks now, good. So this truck's all ready to go for the winter. And I already got in my previous videos way back when I was installing that manual choke bracket that I made from scratch, and I also fixed the gap in the linkage up top, so now I can have the choke actually open and close like it's supposed to during the winter time to help this thing warm up. But yeah, the only thing is after the engine and everything fully warms up and you're driving down the road and you want to kick in the big secondaries, you got to make sure you make sure the choke is fully off. Otherwise, while you have the choke on and you try to kick in the other two, the linkage, the way this thermoquad set up, it's going to interfere with the linkage on the side for that whole mess. So basically, after it's warmed up, you just take the choke back off, and then you're good to go. But anyway, I rambled on long enough. If you guys need the part numbers, or anything, let me know. That's about it. Getting more done on the Valiant too, so stay tuned for that. Till next time.